Hey, SuperLearners, Collin, Jewett, Superhuman Academy coach here with the Jonathan Levy, the creator of the SuperLearner Masterclass, as well as many other things. Just wanted to ask him a couple questions that I get frequently from clients about what they can expect from the course and where they might go wrong, do some troubleshooting there. So Jonathan, could you tell us a little bit about where you see students really struggling, where they get stuck?
Yeah, so we spend a lot of time thinking about this because on one level we teach learning, so we think about learning a lot, safe to say, but we also teach learning in a online learning environment which has its own very unique challenges. And we spend a lot of time thinking about how can we get more students to cross the finish line, because we fully believe in our products. Problem is, it doesn't matter how good the product is if you don't open it or if you drop off. And over the years, researching not just the academic literature, but also our own data, we've come up with a couple different things that really stand out as success criteria. And I don't think a lot of them will surprise you as a SuperLearner certified coach. The first one is, I've discovered that people learn when they have three things. One is information. We got that covered. We got no problem with information. We have hours and hours and hours of free content, paid content, everything. The second thing is community, right? They need community. And that's harder to create. We've got this Facebook group, we've got the in-course discussion, but it's harder to create that community. And the third is really accountability. Now, some people can have accountability to themselves. You had accountability to your academic advisors because you were struggling to actually succeed in school. So you were accountable to finishing our course because it was a gateway to something else you were accountable to. But it's very hard to create accountability when we're a nameless, faceless corporation to most people. And that's really why we've decided to invest so much time and effort into SuperLearner coaching, into the Facebook group, which is not an insignificant amount of work to manage that group and have so many different moderators. In addition to that, there are a couple other touch points that are really, really valuable for students to succeed. One is really making the techniques their own. If you take what I say as gospel and you do it exactly the way that I do it, you have no agency in the learning process. And we know from the 1950s, we've known that adults need to have agency. They need to feel like they're included in the learning experience. And you have your own needs. And so by customizing different aspects, I know Norman Cella is really well known in our coaching community for having adapted a lot of the techniques, not modified them completely, but adapted them to his own needs. And I would say consistency is key, right? As the saying goes, small things done consistently create great impact. So I see a lot of students who try to study. They say, you know what, I've fallen behind, but Saturday I'm going to spend 3 hours and I'm going to get it done. And then they do that 3 hours and then they disappear for another 6 months.
Yeah.
I would rather see students do the tiny habits thing, the atomic habits thing, right? Study for 5 to 10 minutes a day. Practice for 5 to 10 minutes a day. Check in with your coach once a week. If you don't have a coach, check in with an accountability buddy or work with a coach. I mean, these are some of the things that we've seen. We actually put on a completely free training for SuperLearner students. Maybe we'll link to it on this page. You can actually watch a recording of it where I spent an hour going really, really deep into each of these and how you can actually do each one, how you can get the community, how you can get the accountability, how to adapt, and how to, I used another A word because I didn't want to say consistency, but it really comes down to that. The information is there for people. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you for helping us out.
My pleasure, and thanks for coming out to visit.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.